Hey guys, this is Craig. With me today I have Bella. Bella's a mini Aussie Doodle. I wanted to shoot this video and show you how I work dogs through specific triggers like vacuums. A lot of dogs are fearful of vacuums. They either run and hide when we come out to clean the house, or they charge and attack and maybe growl at the vacuum. So either way, the goal of this drill is to build neutrality with the vacuum. I don't need my dog to love it, but I do need them to stay in a position or away from the floor that I'm vacuuming. So the place command is a really effective tool to allow us to place our dog in a specific area of the house while we do what we need to do. And for this specific exercise, we're going to be vacuuming. So Bella is on day 2 with me training, so she has a full understanding of the place command. I wouldn't try this exercise until you have introduced the place command to your dog and you have some sort of stability that your dog understands. If they get off, they need to go back. That is the big rule of this exercise, is when our dogs get a little bit scared, they are going to want to get off of the object, but it's our goal to get them back on, working through that stress, and at the end showing them that there's really nothing to worry about. It's our goal as the humans and as the responsible owners to show our dogs through practice, trust, repetition, all that kind of stuff, that they can trust us in these tools that make awful noises. So it's an exercise called flooding. It is, we find something that our dogs are very nervous, anxious, scared of, whatever it is, and we work them through that stress. The place command is going to help that. If she gets off, I'm going to walk her back onto place. How I work this is, first time I bring it out, I put my dog on place. I don't even turn the vacuum on. Most dogs are going to freak out the minute that the noise happens when we turn the vacuum on. So to set our dogs up for success, I'm going to plug the vacuum in, not going to turn it on, and just start to push it around as if I am vacuuming. Most dogs at this point, and you can already start to see, she's a little bit uneasy with the vacuum. This is the first time she's had it in the room. I don't know how she is at home, but I can tell that she's a little bit fearful of it, or just a little bit untrusting of it, which makes sense. So I'm going to stay at a comfortable distance, and I can tell my dog, nope, good. I can tell that my dog can stand the stress. If I notice that I'm putting a little bit too much pressure, like here, I'm going to go back a little bit further, stay in this distance until I can start to build a little more stability and a little less nervous here. I don't care in this exercise if she sits or lays down. The main goal is to stay on the object. If she gets off, I put her back on with a place command. I repeat what it was I was doing until I see a little bit of success. I can then release her. I can then start to make it more challenging. But I want to go at her pace, because if I just bring the vacuum too close too early, she's going to freak out every single time. So already we're building neutrality and trust, teaching her that this vacuum is going to be in the room and it's not out to get her. Good. You'll often notice the blind spot going behind our dogs is a really sensitive area for them, especially if they don't trust these tools. So this is an area I really want to desensitize and spend a lot of time with my dog. Good. Also, this forward motion towards our dog can be confrontational, so you'll often see different behaviors as the tool starts to approach our dog. So if I see that, no, good. I'm going to back out of that bubble a little bit, build a little bit more neutrality at a further distance until I decrease that distance again. The whole time I'm doing this, I'm reading my dog. I'm looking at their body language. Good. Often you'll see dogs yawning or licking their lips through this exercise. That's them showing us that they're working through that stress, which are calming signals, which I like to see during this exercise. Good. Good. So that right there is what we call impulse control. Her natural instinct of that fight or flight, or oh my gosh, get me out of this scary situation, is there, but her obedience is starting to kick in, where she understands she's not allowed to get off. And if she does, she's just going to go back. Also, getting off of the object doesn't get her away from the scary object. She has to deal with it. That's why we call it flooding. We immerse our dogs in the stressful situation, coming out at the end of it less fearful, more confident, and easier to handle these tools that originally caused stress with our dogs. Good. So I want to make sure I proof out every single angle and as close to my dog as I can comfortably get powered off before I turn the vacuum on. Good. Nope. Good. 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 So you can see, especially if it's facing her, that is very confrontational. So I'm going to stay about this distance and just build neutrality here, showing that it's not going to hurt her. As she shows a much more better impulse control, nope. So she gets off. So I'm going to grab her leash. Place. Place. Good. Good girl. Repeat what it was I was doing. Maybe a little safer distance for her. Good girl. You can tell her nerves with this coming directly at her. So this tells me as soon as I turn it on, she's probably going to fly off of that place cut. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time desensitizing it to while it's off before I make it more challenging by turning it on. Good. Good girl. Good. Sit. Good. So here's that blind spot again. Good. Nope. Good. Nope. So I'm going to back out. Sit. Sit. Nope. Good. So I can use spatial pressure to keep my dog on that place object. Good girl. Go back to a more safe distance. Good. A little forward pressure there. Handling it much better. She's yawning. She's licking her lips right now, just like I said. Good. This is really good for fearful dogs. We need to show our fearful dogs that this world is nothing to be scared of. For whatever reason in their past, genetics, who knows what's going on in their head, it's our responsibility to start to make these objects a lot less scary so we have a much more confident dog in the long run. Doing this with your puppies is a great thing early on so you don't have an older dog that is deathly terrified of vacuums or brooms or mops or anything like that. Nope. Place. Good. So again, just a little bit of spatial pressure, using that body language to get her back onto place. And you can tell I'm slowly getting closer. Good. Nope. Place. Place. Good. Sit. Good. So now what I like to do is just start to build some comfortability in very close proximity to the big scary thing. So it's not on, it's not moving, but it's right next to her. You can tell how uncomfortable she is. Place. Good. This is where a lot of owners struggle. They see stress in their dog, call it fireworks, vacuums, trash trucks, loud noises, banging on the door, their dog freaks out, maybe hides in the bathroom. If we allow our dogs to escape the scary stuff, they're never going to tackle that fear, and they're going to live the rest of their life in a state of fear around things that we know don't warrant any of that fear. So it's our responsibility to work through this stress, showing our dogs that it's just a vacuum. Yeah, nope, good. Nope, place, good, place. So you can see this oppositional reflex going away from the object. Place, place, good. Sit, good. But she is as far on this place cot as she can away from the object. Good. So I'm just going to wait here and wait for her energy to kind of soften and maybe even start to sniff and get curious about it. But I want her energy to be less avoidance and a little bit more just kind of comfortable in the, yeah, good. She's laying down next to it, which is a good sign of comfortability. Good girl. I move it back. Just getting some of the noises. Nope. Good. 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 Nope. Good. Nope. Place. Place. Good. Sit. Good. Nope. Place. Place. So this tells me that we're not quite ready to turn it on. I need to build much more comfortability with her just next to it turned off before I'm going to progress. If I go from here to turning it on, even at a distance, that noise and that vibration is probably going to freak her out a lot quicker. So I want to start to accomplish better behavior here before I make it more challenging. So I'm going to back off, give her a little bit of space, just let her get comfortable with it. Nope. Sit. Good. And now I'm going to use my spatial pressure this way. So if she gets off, she's forced kind of back towards the big scary object. You'll probably notice when I move it over here, she's going to move to the other side of the bed or possibly get off. So if I see that, I'm going to put it maybe a little further. Sit. Good. Down. 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 Good. Good. Much different body language now. Nice and soft. She's less obsessing over the vacuum. Good. So this is that stage of progress that I'm looking for before I advance and make it more challenging. If you move too far, too fast, you may overstress your dog. You may make it more of a negative experience versus a positive experience. The goal of this is to go as slow as the dog needs. We don't need to accomplish this in a day. If it takes 3 days to get to this point, just pushing the vacuum around, powered off, spend the 3 days doing that. Don't rush it. We don't have to accomplish this in a week. We have the dog for 13, 17 more years. We can spend a month really desensitizing this. So go at your dog's pace. You're going to get better results, more lasting results the slower you go, but always knowing that when your dog's ready to push it a little bit more. If you start to make it more challenging, don't be afraid to go back to square one or take a couple steps back to build that success so your dog really starts to understand what the expectation is. Good. Good. So now I'm going to take the vacuum at a much further distance away, power it on, and see what her reaction is. Nope. If you're using treats with your dog, if you're working a puppy through this exercise, or possibly your dog is really treat motivated, this is where I'll randomly come back and give my dog a treat for holding that position and working through that stress. I don't want this exercise to go on so long that my dog never gets rewarded. So randomly I'll come back and give her some praise saying, yes, I love exactly what you're doing. Good. If I have treats, I can give her a little reward there. But I want to make sure that I'm acknowledging exactly what she's supposed to do. A lot of people get so focused in challenging our dogs and when did they screw up, we often forget to praise the dog that is doing exactly what we want. So don't forget that. That's critical about this. Good. Nope. Good. Good girl. Good. Good. No. Sit. Place. Place. Good. Sit. Good. Good girl. So as you can see, it causes stress in our dogs. If we allow our dogs to embrace that stress and in a way encourage that stress and reinforce that stress, they're never going to get over that stress. Same thing with humans. It takes a little bit of tough love and a lot of patience to get our dogs less fearful of things that we as humans understand as not fearful or not dangerous. So this is a really good exercise. A couple takeaways: make sure your dog has a really good place command and some stability. Having the ability to get your dog back on a place once they screw up is key. Showing them that this is where they need to stay during the exercise. Having a leash on your dog in the house outside is critical for those moments that they really want to get out of the exercise. You can walk them back with the leash. Go slow. Start off with the vacuum powered off, motion around the dog, slowly getting closer to the dog as you see more comfortability. As you start to see that, nope, good. Then you can start to push the pressure a little bit more. Sit, good. You can push the vacuum towards the dog, you can start to power it on. Whenever you see those signs of stress, stay at that moment, nope, sit, good. Stay at that area until you work through that stress. Don't move on too fast, always go at your dog's pace.